Hello, hello. I'm here tonight with my August wrap up slash September TBR, and I'm pretty excited. Even going back to school in August, I got through 14 books total. So let's jump right in. First, we'll go through the comics slash graphic novels. The first one I picked up was Ms. Marvel by G. Willow Wilson and Adrian Alfona, I think. And this is a new comic from Marvel, which features her name is Kamala, I think, Kamala Khan or something like that. And she is a Muslim character, which is kind of interesting in and of itself. And being a teenager who gets superpowers, it just lends itself to being funny. I really liked her voice. I liked the different perspective that it takes. I'm not really one for superhero comics, but I really enjoyed this one. And actually, I'm currently reading Ms. Marvel Volume 2, which I think is called Generation Y. So obviously, I really liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I picked up Explore the Mystery Boxes. It's basically a series of short comics put together to make this graphic novel, and it was edited by Kazu Kibushi. He also wrote I think it was the Amulet series that I really liked. So I was excited to see this one. I wasn't sure how it would go. I thought it was interesting because it was so many short pieces put together. And from what I understand, basically they went to all of these artists and storytellers and basically just gave them the premise of a mystery box. And they all sent in their version of how a story revolved around a mystery box. So, I mean, it was really interesting to get kind of the same idea, just from a totally different perspective in each one of the stories. So I really liked this. I thought it was very easy to follow. I think this would be great for people with maybe shorter attention spans who don't really like to read 400 and 500 page books, and especially for younger children. I believe this was either a juvenile or a teen-based comic. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I really enjoyed it. Next, I picked up Lumberjanes Volume 1 by Noelle Stevenson, Grace Ellis, Brooke Allen, and Shannon Walters. And I thought this was kind of an interesting concept. I like that the book was laid out almost like a Girl Scout manual, because that's kind of what it is. It's these girls who are really excited about kind of venturing out into the wild, like a real Boy Scout type thing, not just, selling cookies, but like going out in the woods and getting their hands dirty. And I liked that it was set up kind of like a Girl Scout manual, but the story kind of fell a little bit short for me. I just really had a hard time staying interested in it. I'm not 100% sure I will continue this series. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Next, I picked up The Wicked and the Divine Volume 1, The Faust Act, and this is by Kieran Gillen, and Jamie McKelvey. Sorry if I mispronounced your names. And basically, I have no idea what this book was about. This graphic novel totally confused me, but at the same time, I just loved it. Basically, it's the story of these gods that come back to the real world every so many years. I think it's like every 90 years, but they only live for then like 20 years or something weird. It's this weird time thing, and they never really explain why. I don't know. I really don't think I can even tell you what it's about, but I loved it. I thought the illustrations were amazing, and I just kept going, like, every page, like, what is happening? But I don't know. I really liked it. I'm definitely planning on checking out the second one to see if I can figure out what's happening. But I liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Next, I picked up Anyas Ghost by Vera Broskell. Maybe. I thought this was okay. Basically, this is the story of this girl who falls down a well, and in the well she finds the bones of another girl who had died, and that ghost kind of attaches herself to Anya. And at first it's not too bad, and then it gets a little bit bad, and then it gets worse, and I don't know. I know this is like a younger novel. It's really not supposed to be like terrifyingly scary, but the ghost was so creepy. It really creeped me out. I would have been terrified if I was Anya and this little girl ghost was following me around. I have to say that. I thought it was okay. I did like the illustrations. I was surprised because I don't know. It doesn't seem like it would have been that great of an illustration piece because it was kind of simplistic and there wasn't a ton of colors, but it really got the point across. It kind of helped tell the story, I thought. I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good graphic novel slash comic, whatever you want to call it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Next, I picked up Through the Woods, a collection of graphic novel comic stories by Emily Carroll. First, I thought this was great. This was probably one of the better graphic novels I've read. I really like when they break them down into little shorter stories. I know that they're already short, so I'm not really sure why that makes it even better, but I liked that, again, it kind of had the same theme throughout, but you were getting just little snippets of things. Again, this one was kind of creepy. It really was. It gives you kind of a sense of unease, I guess. I was surprised, but it's just a whole collection of stories about basically creepiness in the woods, and I liked it. I liked the illustrations. I liked how the words were sometimes part of the artwork. I just really liked it. So this would be a really good thing to read maybe going into September, October if you're looking to get a graphic novel. And the last graphic novel I picked up was probably one of my favorite ever. I'm just going to go ahead on the record. Officially, favorite graphic novel ever. And that is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. You've heard her name already in this little book chat. She was, I think, a writer slash maybe illustrator in the Lumberjanes. Which I didn't like as much, but this one was phenomenal. I love the artwork. Originally, I thought this is not going to be my type of artwork, but I was totally in love with it by the end, and the story was so amazing. Basically, it follows this character, the main character, Nimona, who decides she wants to be basically the apprentice slash sidekick of the evil character, and he's fighting against the good guys, basically. So she's becoming one of the bad guys, and it's so great. I loved it. I loved everything about it. If there is a Nimona 2, I'm going to be all over it, and I'm recommending this to anybody out there, especially if you're looking to get into graphic novels. Definitely pick up Nimona. 5 out of 5 stars from me. Next, I picked up The Husband's Secret. I listened to this as an audiobook in my car, and I really enjoyed this story. Leanne Moriarty, however you say it, I thought this was a phenomenal book. It had been recommended to me by several people, and I believe I read this for a Booktubeathon. I don't remember now. But yeah, it was really, really good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I think it was just amazing. The writing was so great. It weaves together all these stories that at the beginning seem so far apart and hard to connect. And even at the beginning, I thought, I'm never going to be able to keep all these people straight. But by the end, I cared about every single one of them. So just an amazing job. It was very suspenseful, very entertaining. I really liked this. 5 out of 5 stars from me. Go read The Husband's Secret. Next, I picked up, I believe again for Booktubeathon, The Lover's Dictionary by David Leviathan, or Levithan. I'm really not great at pronouncing names. I know everybody says that, but I always come up with very creative, weird ways to say their name, I feel like. But anyway, The Lover's Dictionary was pretty interesting. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Definitely not my favorite, but a very interesting idea. Basically, it's the story of these two lovers through dictionary format. Each letter, or rather each word, is presented in alphabetical order, and each word is kind of, there's almost like a simile or metaphor representing each word and their relationship. So it's kind of defining the word and their relationship at the same time, which is pretty cool. The story obviously didn't have tons of development because of this format, but I really liked the format. I wasn't 100% sold on the book, though, but I loved the idea. I thought it was great. Next, I picked up The Christopher Killer by Elaine Ferguson. I believe this was the last book that I read for Booktubeathon, and I actually did not even know this was a series until I got to the last couple pages, and they had a spoiler, or whatever you want to call it, a blurb, for the second book in the series. So I will try to finish the series, or at least work more on this series as I progress through the year and probably into next year. This story was pretty cool for a teen book. It's called a forensic mystery, and you see those a lot of times, I feel like, in adult books, but not as much, or at least not in this detail, for books geared towards teenagers. And basically, this girl becomes her father's apprentice. He is the coroner slash medical examiner for their small town. And when these murders start occurring, she jumps in and starts helping, especially when one of her friends becomes a victim. And yeah, so they're tracking a serial killer down. And I thought the forensic side of it was pretty amazing. I mean, obviously, I can't verify that everything was right, but to me, it sounded full-on legit. I totally believed everything that the author was presenting as fact, so I thought it was really good. For the most part, it was a pretty good mystery. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Next, I picked up Sue Grafton, E is for Evidence. I was listening to this as an audiobook, and I really wasn't enjoying it, and I realized that I accidentally got the abridged version, which I mean, I'm sure it doesn't change it a ton, but I think it took out some of the enjoyment because I felt like I missed a lot. Because I felt like the book was rushing, and I was just missing so much stuff. So there you have it. I'm sure it was good. Most of Sue Grafton's books are good, and they're all revolving around a private detective named Kinsey Malone, and she goes through in each of the books, and that's the alphabet series. A is for, B is for, and they're all pretty good. Some are better than others. I gave this one 3 out of 5 stars, but maybe that's not fair because, again, I did get the abridged version on the audiobook. But I did get through that one, and it was okay. I definitely can plan on continuing with this series. And lastly, I just finished The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, and wow, that's all I could say. First of all, I am a huge fan of the Shiver / Wolves of Mercy Falls series. I mean, I love it. I actually have like multiple copies of each book. I just love that series so much. I know that's not a super popular one here on YouTube, but I love it. And I don't know why I really just resisted reading this Raven Boy series at all. I just really resisted it, and I just kept putting it off. And even as I saw people just love it here on YouTube, I got the book from the library. It sat on my desk for months. I never picked it up. I finally got the audiobook and listened to it in the past week or so, and the beginning was kind of slow. I was a little worried, but I loved it. I thought it was great. The character development was amazing, like usual. I thought it was just a really interesting, unique plot. I mean, I've not read anything like it really before. I just liked it. The last sentence was such a cliffhanger for me, because I'm like, what? What just happened? I don't understand. I am dying to read the second one now. So I will be picking up the second book in the Raven cycle, which I believe is called The Dream Thieves, very, very soon. So keep a lookout for that one. So those are the 14 books that I read this month. Looking ahead to September, first, I am, believe it or not, changing jobs again already, I know, but I'm really excited to announce that I got a library position in my school district, so instead of teaching now, I will be in the library full-time, and I am thrilled to death. I don't know, though, how that's going to impact my reading at home. I don't know how much time switching jobs and this new job is going to take up, so we'll see. I'm kind of leaving it open, really, but some ideas that I have for reading in September. First, I would like to read The Killing Woods by Lucy Christopher. I read Stolen, and I loved it. I've read it several times, so knowing that this is the other book, at least at the library, of hers, I have to read it. It sounds really amazing. I'm excited to look into that one, and I've had it for a while. I just have not had a chance to pick it up. I'm hoping that time is this month. Next, right now I'm listening as an audiobook to Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me? And Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling. I needed kind of a funny book after trying to read Forbidden this month, and it just was so depressing I had to put it down. So I picked this one up, and already I'm enjoying it. And it's really nice to listen to books where the author reads them. It just brings something extra to the experience, I think. Also, right now, I'm currently reading Ms. Marvel 2, Generation Y, the second book in the new Ms. Marvel comic series. I also plan to read Saga Volume 2. I read the first one. I thought it was pretty good. Everybody's raving about the series here on the BookTube, and I'm excited to try it. Two other ones that I really, really want to get to this month are The Scorch Trials, because obviously the movie comes out soon, and I have not read this book yet. Have to read it before it comes out. And Mockingjay. I'm building up for the movie in November. I have not seen the first part of Mockingjay, the movie, because I haven't yet read Mockingjay. So hopefully I will get through those. There's also a rereadathon this month that I'm planning to participate on, or rather in, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to be reading for that one, because there are so many new books that I want to read. I'm just not sure. I have a list here of books that I might possibly reread, but I don't know. I don't know yet, so stay tuned for that, TBR. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Well, anyway, this has probably been a very long video thus far, so thanks for sticking with me. Stay tuned. Let me know some of your favorite books from August and what you plan to read in September, and I will see you again soon. Bye!